Let me introduce development and validation of the Korean Parenting Anxiety Scale for the parents of elementary school children. Parenting anxiety is a cognitive, emotional, and behavioral response experienced by threateningly recognizing parenting-related factors in the process of raising a child. Parenting anxiety is experienced in the process of raising children, so it lasts for a long time, causing parenting depression, parents' burnout, and negatively affecting children's daily stress, depression, anxiety, peer relationships, and school adaptation. As such, since parental parenting anxiety negatively affects not only parents, but also children's development, it is very important to measure parental parenting anxiety at a preventive level. The important point is that parenting anxiety is the anxiety experienced in the process of raising children. So the aspects of parenting and anxiety need to be considered at the same time. First, according to the determinants of parenting, parent factors. Child characteristics and environmental factors directly affect child rearing. According to the determinants of parenting model, child rearing is affected by parental characteristics. Child characteristics, distal influences on parenting, proximal influences on parenting. On the other hand, anxiety is a cognitive, emotional, behavioral, and multidimensional response to risk stimuli. According to the anxiety cognitive model, therefore, parenting anxiety needs to be examined in multiple dimensions covering all aspects of cognitive, emotional, and behavior at the parent-child and environmental level. However, existing parenting anxiety measures limit the measurement target to mothers and do not cover cognitive, emotional, and behavioral aspects, so their utilization is low. Thus, the purpose of this study is to develop a Korean parenting anxiety scale for the parents of elementary school children, and to verify reliability, validity, and empirical usefulness. Preliminary research. Based on empirical data through interviews and literature research, 88 preliminary questions were prepared, and a preliminary scale of a total of 50 questions was constructed by verifying the validity of the contents through a Delphi survey to 11 expert panels. Study 1. A preliminary survey was conducted on 264 parents with children aged 6 to 12, and the collected data were investigative factor analysis and reliability verified using SPSS and R. Study 2. In order to measure the reliability of the test-retest, the main survey was conducted on 483 parents with children aged 6 to 12, including 111 who participated in the preliminary survey. Model verification, confirmation factor analysis, convergence, validity, and discrimination. Validity and test-retest reliability were verified using SPSS and M+. In addition, a structural equation model was established to confirm the empirical usefulness of the scale. And the significance of the indirect effect of the research model was tested with a 90% level of confidence in Bootstrap. As a result of exploratory factor analysis, 7 factors and 31 questions were finally derived from 50 preliminary questions. The total explanation was 63%, and based on values greater than initial eigenvalue analyzed in parallel by simulation based on random data. 7 factors were judged to be the most appropriate in consideration of scree chart and theoretical convergence. KPASS 31 item scale was produced with 7 subscales, including parent role anxiety, parent characteristic anxiety, growth and development anxiety, expectation anxiety, and educational environmental insecurity, economic environmental insecurity, support environmental anxiety. As a result of confirmatory factor analysis, TLI, CFI, and RMSEA were found to be reasonable models. The suitability of the research model was meeting the acceptance criteria. Finally, through verifying the structural equation model, it was confirmed that parenting anxiety is completely mediated in the relationship between parental role, stress and parental burnout, and parenting anxiety is partially mediated in the relationship between parental life stress and parental burnout. In conclusion, the parenting anxiety scale developed in this study can measure the parenting anxiety of parents raising children in childhood. In addition, it is composed of 7 sub-factors: parent factor, child factor, and environmental factor, confirming that it is a useful tool to intervene at a preventive level by selecting parenting anxiety in the parenting process. The developed Korean Parenting Anxiety Scale will not only provide practical directions and guidelines for parenting difficulties in actual clinical practice, but can also be applied to effective parenting counseling and parental education programs. Also, it can be used in parental education and parenting policies, and is expected to be highly utilized as useful data for follow-up studies on parenting and child development. Thanks for watching.